Ooh. Uh-oh. Ta-da!
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Eric Perkins Artist. I am Eric Perkins, and this video is the first of my How to Draw series, How to Draw Chains. If you've ever struggled drawing chains, having them wrap around your figure or diminish in size, this video should help you out quite a bit. Before we begin though, I want to point out, I originally came across the content as part of one of David Finch's Monday Night Draw videos, or his live streams, and so it was like a couple of minutes in his video. I decided to go ahead and make a whole video based solely on that. But definitely check out David Finch's channel for all kinds of comic book drawing tips and to see some cool comic book art being created. Also, the background music in this video is DeepBlue by bensound.com. So chains come in a variety of materials, styles, and sizes. In this video, we're going to deal with a simple chain, like a generic chain. We're not even really worried about what it might be made out of. But the chain that we create is going to have the dimensions of 1 1/4 inches long as far as each link, and the links are going to be 0.25 inches or 1/4 inch thick, and then the gap between the links will be 1/4 inch. And they'll also be 1 inch tall. All those measurements are important, and I'm going to pop a diagram up on the screen so that you can see all of those measurements in action. Alright, so the first thing we need to do, we're going to draw a straight chain. And for that straight chain, we need a straight path. That path will be 1 inch tall because that's how tall our chain is. And we're going to break it down into sections. The first section we create will be 1 1/4 inches. To either side of that will be a 1/4 inch gap, and then another 1 1/4 inch section. Once those are all laid out across the page, I'm measuring out the 1/4 inch thickness of each link all the way around, and then I'm putting in the side-facing links. We're only dealing with forward-facing and side-facing links in this drawing. This is the simplest chain we can create, as straight as possible, and we're using a ruler to be very technical and and convey everything as accurately as possible. So once you get accustomed to creating your chains, you're going to be able to eyeball things a lot more and not rely on the ruler as much. Alright, now we're going to do curved chains. So things aren't really going to change a whole lot here, but instead of doing a straight chain going right across the page, we're going to do a chain that's in an S-curve. Now, the big thing that's going to change here is that our links are going to have to change directions. And of course, we're going to keep it simple, just like the first one where we're doing forward-facing and side-facing links. So where I drew this nice, smooth, curved path, we're going to have to kind of make some adjustments and eyeball things a little bit. But for the most part, everything's going to stay the same. We're keeping 1.25 inch long links, 1 inch height. The links have a thickness of 0.25 inches, and then the gaps between the forward-facing links are 0.25 inches, just as in the first one. So as far as our path goes, it's going to make this whole S-curve, but we're going to want to pay special attention to the center line so that we can make sure that those side-facing links line up right on the center line all the way through the S-curve so that the chain doesn't look too weird. Now that we've got this S-curve chain done, if you wanted to challenge yourself a little bit more, you could do some tighter curves with the chain, maybe more than an S-curve, maybe some hairpin turns, and then maybe even try twisting the links, sort of like I suggested in the first video, where instead of seeing everything as either full on or full sideways, you'll actually see more of the chain. Maybe it even rotates, so some of them are front on, some so the chain's actually rotating as it turns. In this exercise, we're going to combine everything we've learned about drawing the straight line, or the straight chain, with the curved chain, and we're going to draw an S-curved chain that also is getting closer to us as it travels along the S-curve. Now this time around, because we're dealing with foreshortening and changing distance and perspective, the chain is going to have to get bigger as it comes closer to us and smaller as it gets further away. So what I'm going to do is have to eyeball this path, but I'm going to start with one specific point and measure that out to make a link that meets my measurement, and then we're going to just eyeball it from there, making things bigger and smaller. You don't want to make that measurement link too far forward or too far back, otherwise your chain won't really recede or come nearer in perspective, but somewhere near the center of it should work just fine for our purposes. And of course, if your chain starts getting too small, then you'll really have to eyeball it and improvise. What I've shown you in this video could be used with any style of chain. This also gives you a good solid foundation for drawing any chain in any situation that you can think of. And now, if you want to really challenge yourself, do something similar to what I've done with the cover image, or something that's even more elaborate than that. And you should have something pretty cool to share with everybody else. Now again, I will be putting out more videos in the near future. I'm going to try to do these weekly, I believe, where I'm going to cover some aspect of drawing and basically put out a how-to that starts all the way at the very beginning with a pencil and a piece of paper and no skill required. I am on Patreon, where I do illustrations and paintings. You can check that out at the link here, patreon.com/EricPerkinsArtist. Also, you can find me on other social media, Instagram, Facebook, Deviantart, and I am in the process right now of making a coloring book that is fantasy themed. That coloring book will be coming out within the next few months, I believe, probably before the end of the year. But as I create the pages for it, they are being released to my patrons on Patreon. So you could actually download the full-size pages before the book ever comes out. Now that's it. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I do hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much.